Hello! This tutorial will try to show you all the features of the new 2.2 version of Telly. Please ignore my bad English. I'll make a lot of mistakes, but luckily it won't be the main reason for this video. This is the main screen. We call it the list of the lists. It's where you'd create a new shopping list and where you can find the old ones. Here I've already 4 lists, but we'll create a new one for this tutorial. There are two ways to create a list. There's no difference. It's up to you to choose the method you like more. You can drag the whole page down until the Add a New List writing will become brighter, or you can touch the plus symbol on the top right part of the screen. Let's try. Okay, now we are inside our new list. We can assign it a name, double-clicking the date. It's now time to add a new item. It's the same like creating a new list. You can press the plus button or drag the page down. Here you can see one of the many features of Telly, the barcode scanner. It's totally optional, but as we'll see, it will be extremely quick and fun to add items in future. Let's take a product we want to add and frame it in the camera. I have a box here to use as example. When the app captures the code, the camera disappears and a little plus will appear on the camera icon on the left, meaning the code was correctly scanned. If you want to do it again, in case you scanned the wrong product, let's click the icon again. On the bottom you can see the scanned code. Now let's assign a name to this product. Let's say milk. A price. And how many we want to buy. Then press OK. Nice, our first item was added. Let's add a new one and see more advanced functions of Telly. Now it's time to use the code we previously memorized. Telly will save all the barcodes you scan, so next time it will be really fast to create your list. As you can see, it correctly recognized the milk barcode, and it also suggests the last price we used. We can type a new one or accept it, just touching it. As you can see, there's an additional field called full price, and it works this way. Let's see there's a promotion of milk, something like usual price is $5, but today is only 3. Let's try it and take 2. Now the list is a bit more complex. Let's see it in detail. The first line shows the normal price, the one without discount. The second shows how much you are saving, and the third is the price you are going to pay. Also, below the product name, you can see the discount percentage. If you want to see the single price of a product, just keep your finger pressed on the item number on the left. On the bottom bar, we have the totals, how much you are saving and how much you'll pay once you finish your shopping. Let's keep exploring the advanced options. To edit a product, do a double tap on it. On the right of full price, you see a currency symbol. Touching it, you can switch between fixed price and percentage. For example, the milk costs $3, but you'll get a 25% discount at the cashier. Simply switch the symbol and type the discount percentage. Done! All values are updated to the new conditions. Let's see a last option now. Let's empty the full price field. Of course you can combine everything, but let's keep things simple for now. In the middle of the item's number, there's a small writing. Tap for promotions. Keep your finger pressed on it. Here you can find the more used one, like take 3 products and pay 2, but you can also personalize it. Let's suppose the shop manager got crazy and gave a take 10 products and pay only 1. Please ignore the suggested price. I'm using a developer version of the app and this is a little bug. Since when we added the item the first time we choose two items, Telly is applying get 10 pay 1 for 2 times, so it shows 20. And from now it will calculate multiples of 10. To get rid of promotions, do a long tap on the item numbers and choose None. Now let's see some operation we can do on items. We can add an item without a price. This is useful when we prepare the list at home. Then, once in the shop, edit it and add the price. Sometimes we are not sure we want something and we'd like to put it on hold. A double tap on the price will disable it temporarily. Its price won't be counted in the total below. We can also check how much we'll save not buying a product without disabling it. Just keep your finger pressed on the price. As you see, a minus appears on the left and the total we subtract its price. The color is green to show you are paying less. You can do the same operation on a disabled item and you see the opposite reaction. You can change the order of the items, dragging them around. Sliding your finger from right to left on an item, a rolling menu will appear. We already saw the first two options, disable and edit, while the last one will delete it. Let's now go to Telly settings to see some more advanced features. Some countries, like USA, apply a small tax on products. Here you can activate this function and set a default value. Of course, you can personalize it every time you add a new one. Let's try. Now let's go to our active list and add a new product with a tax. As you can see, the text is shown after the name, but to keep the list clear, it's now shown next to the price. It will be calculated on the total instead. As you can see, now the total bar has 4 values. The first one is saved, is how much you are saving, because now we said the milk special price is 5 instead of 6. The subtotal is the total without the text, while the total is the total with the text, and the text is shown on the lower left side of the screen. Let's keep checking the other setting options. By default, every time you add a new item, Telly activates the camera to scan the barcode. If you prefer not to use it, disable this option. During the insertion of a product already in the archive, the app will suggest the last known price. Yes, I'm reading. This way, you can easily tell whether it's more or less convenient than the previous time or if it's cheaper to buy it in a different supermarket. Some contextual menus, that we'll see later, can be activated checking the device, but sometimes while managing products it can lag you too much. Here you can disable it. Show items count on badge will add the number of products in your active list to the iOS dashboard icon. The last option lets you choose a default color theme or get a random one every time you launch the app. Let's remove the random option, so no risk of getting random rainbows during this tutorial. There is a last way to add a new product, and it's called Quick Add. It will mainly use the camera to add a new product without adding price or quantity. This is useful when you want to create quick lists, usually at home, using the barcode on the boxes of empty products. To activate this mode, you need to drag the page down until the writing will become brighter. But keep it dragged until it changes to Quick Add. Now you can add products very quickly. Let's try. As you can see, we added 3 items in a matter of seconds. To return to normal add mode, drag the page and keep it down until the writing returns to Add Product. I previously mentioned the shake option. Well, shaking your device, and I'm doing it now even if you cannot see, will make a contextual menu to appear. The first 2 buttons lets you change the name of the list and its color. Yes, because no matter the color you have chosen for the app interface, you can force a list to have a fixed color too. Let's make this pink and go to the list to check. Oh, instead of use the menu, you can reach the list from any screen by keeping your finger pressed on the list name. As you can see, our list is now pink. Another way to invoke the contextual menu, especially if you disable the shake option in the setting, is keeping the finger pressed on the bottom bar. Here you can do a lot of things, like delete the list or remove only some items, like the disabled one or the one without price. Or you can share it to a friend via email, message, or very interesting option, create a PDF using iBook. Another power function of Telly is to help you to verify your recipe. You have no idea how many times shops show a price and then you are charged more, or less if you are lucky. Now, every time the total price of a shop is different from the one in Telly, you can quickly check and find the wrong item. We can access the Verify Receipt from the main menu or the contextual one. First, let me deactivate the tags, as we are working on it and there's a bug with this session. Don't worry, when you find the update in the App Store, it will be already solved. The first thing to do is let Telly know the price on the shop receipt. To do it, tap on the bottom bar and type it. Let's insert 11. Since it's the correct price, Telly is telling us that there's no need to check anything. Okay, let's try with a wrong one, like 13. Now we start to confirm all items that were charged correctly. Tapping on the Verify Receipt writing, we can order them alphabetically. If I wasn't so dumb to add all items with the same name, you could notice. But trust me, it works. Okay, every time a product price is correct, tap on its name. A checked label will appear and some data in the bottom bar are updated. Let's see them in detail. The first one, called Difference, shows the difference between the receipt total and the unchecked items. At the end of our checking, that number should be 0. Of course now it won't, because we purposely insert a wrong total. The second value, unchecked savings, shows the savings still not confirmed. In our case, that $1 that we are saving on the unchecked milk. This value should reach 0 as well at the end of our checkings. The third value on the bottom left is the receipt value we just entered and that we can re-enter with a tap, while the checked total indicates the sum of all items we already checked. In a real situation, if the receipt value is $13, one of the 2 items was surely wrongly priced by the shop. Checking the correct ones will leave the wrong ones out, and it will be easier to find them. Telly also tries to find the cause of some errors. Let's uncheck the items and add a receipt total of 12. Let's see what happens. Telly enlightened the second item. This because it should have been discounted by $1, but since the shop total is $1 more than what we were expecting, there's a high chance that the shop didn't apply the discount. I know at first this procedure may sound a bit confusing, but doing it on a real recipe, maybe at home without being in a hurry, will help you to understand it better, and the next time it will be much more natural. Another useful feature of Telly is the Calculate Change function. It will help you to pay your shopping with different methods, like cash, credit card, and voucher. Let's say you have some food coupon of $5. You'd like to give them first and pay the rest with your credit card. Let's proceed. As you can see, we need to pay $12. Okay, it should have been 11, but we previously played with Verify Receipt. Anyway, it's not important. Let's press the plus button and add our $5 voucher. We decide to use 2. Good. If you look in the lower bar, the remaining amount to pay is $2. What happens if we try to use 3 vouchers instead of 2? Let's check out. We can edit the ones already added exactly like we do with our list, but we can also add new ones because Telly manages multiple and different kind at the same time. Press plus and add a $7 one. As you can see, Telly is telling us that the total of vouchers is more than the amount we need to pay. Some shops don't give change on vouchers, so you get a warning. However, it's possible some other shops do, so Telly allows this too. Now, in the lower bar, you can see the change that you are supposed to get if the shopper agrees to give you a change on coupons. Of course, nothing else needs to be paid with credit card or cash. No more need to do confusing calculation with vouchers, just trust Telly. Every time you add a new product, with or without scanning its barcode, Telly memorizes it in the product archive. There's no real need to do anything here, besides maybe renaming some product or deleting someone added by mistake, but I'll give you a quick tour anyway. Near some product, you can see a number. It indicates if the item has one or more barcode associated. This because you can buy, for example, milk in different places, with different boxes and codes. Clicking on one, you can see the associated codes, add new ones tapping the camera icon, rename it, or deleting codes with a swipe. And also see some useful statistic data about previous shopping. A new feature introduced with version 2.2 is Shops. Instead of creating nameless lists or having to rename them manually, if you add in this section some shop name, next time you create a list, a pop-up will let you quickly assign a name in a matter of seconds. Let me enable some shops names I've hidden to keep tutorial simple and see the result. Let's return to the list using menu or keeping your finger on the page title. Now create a new one. Here's the pop-up. Choose a name and you are done. From now on, this list is associated to the shop. You can rename it and remove the link or click on the circle icon and associate it to another shop. This also works renaming a list within the product list. If you don't want to use this feature, just leave the section empty or disable its contents. Of course, we call it shops, but you can use the way you prefer. You can have, for example, Christmas present list or list of things to do. Okay, this was a general tutorial about Telly. There are other useful features here and there, and you can learn about them exploring the Rich Help section. Okay, that's all. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.